Okay, I'm going to talk about new ideas in a proven mining district. When I talk about new ideas, I mean major geological shifts and bringing exploration tools to a region that should have been brought here probably 20 years ago. It's quite amazing. Forward-looking statements. Just a bit on management. Yale Simpson has recently, he's been on the board for a number of years, and but recently taken on the position of chairman of the board. Great addition for us, and he's been really supportive, and he's really, he's gone through all of what we're going through now, and he brings a lot to the table. We're trading around 8 to 9 cents. We've got about 86 million shares at market cap of 7 million. So we've got room for improvement on that, and we really do have some great data that's going to give us a good opportunity to take a shot at that. Just a few of the highlights of what we're doing in Washington. We're working in a proven mining district. This is an area where there's been 6 million ounces of gold mined already, high-grade gold. Almost everything we've got is either 1 to 30 kilometers from an existing mill. That's, I call it underutilized because it is out of ore starting in March of this year, and that's a big part of the story. Politically stable, I wouldn't say all of Washington State necessarily, but this part of Washington State is. Kinross put a mine into production here in 2008. It's a place where we can get permits to drill. We can get that done in a timely manner. And the community is extremely supportive of mining in this part of the world, so really great. Underexplored with modern techniques. We just flew a VTEM survey, and I can't tell you how surprising it was. As we were flying that survey, we were seeing anomalies dropping out of this survey, and we were just astounded that nobody has ever flown a mining district with EM in the past. So it's been really exciting for us in the last year. Washington State is a low-cost producing area. Kinross has got the Buckhorn Mine. Buckhorn Mine has average grade of about 12 to 13 grams per ton. That's the third highest grade operating mine in the USA. It makes Washington State probably the 5th or 6th largest gold producer by state in the US. That was put into production in 2008. Capital cost for that was $120 million. Kinross hauls that ore about 70 kilometers to that mill, and they're still able to produce, on average, about just under $500 an ounce, all-in cash cost. So pretty impressive. They will probably make just under or around $1 billion profit on that deposit. It's been their most productive or most profitable mine on their portfolio. The opportunity for us is Buckhorn is out of ore about March. That's the plan. There will be a 2,000 ton per day mill that's going to be needing and requiring ore. And I can tell you right now, it's not likely that they will discover something new to feed that, not because there's not something there, it's because they're not exploring. Secondly, they're not likely to reclaim that mill because that's a pretty big bill. It's probably $50 to $100 million. And we do know they will run out of ore. We know they will go on care and maintenance. They've committed to with the community for about 5 years. And what we hope is that they will buy anything that is found in that region, and that's where we come in. I'll take you through some of our projects. We've got 3 key projects: Empire Creek for one, 2 is Flag Hill, but I'm going to really talk mostly about the Cook Mountain project because that's where we've done most of our work this year. Okay, this is a 1 million ounce district, high-grade deposits, definitely underexplored. Nothing's been done here since about the 1990s. And we're within 1 to 8, maybe 10 kilometers from that mill. Total infrastructure, haul roads, power, everything is available in this part of the world. This is a geological map that shows our claims in red. And those heavy dashed black lines, that's one of the first things we did is we recognized the area as having mineralized trends. And it wasn't just a big regional gold occurrence, it seems to be along trends. So we picked up a lot of land recently this year in that area where we would say we've got good opportunities, and that's the boxes in red. We've taken a lot of soil samples, 5,000 to 6,000 soil samples across that. We sample on a 50 by 50 meter grid, very dense. But we just flew in these boxes a VTEM mag survey, and that's the first survey ever flown in this area with VTEM, and that's really been an amazing breakthrough for us. And I'll take you through some of that. We've got a lot of data now. We're just getting through that, and we're developing new targets that we want to drill this year, early this year. I'm not going to show you every anomaly, but I do want to run you through a little bit of a video that I made. I'm not sure how to start that from here. Is there somebody in the back that's operating this? Oh, good. Okay, so here we're in Vancouver. Heading to the project, it's just in northern Washington. It's a 5.5-hour drive to get to that area. I come in through Osoyoos. It's about an hour south of Osoyoos. In the middle, you see this is an open pit that was mined by Echo Bay in the 1990s. It's called Key West. You can see Key East. That large circle is the overlook deposit. Can you see them with EM? Yes, you can see the large circle, a deep 200-meter target. You see it very well. You see all the other targets as well with EM. There's a lot of other targets. We don't know what they are yet. If we move south, we move into an area of our property that's never been explored ever. 2 beautiful targets right along structure. You can see the haul road right next to that. These will be tested this year. A little bit further south, you see that high, probably a fairly shallow target there, 1.5 kilometers from the mill. You see another deeper target, looks a lot like Overlook. And if we move a little bit further to the west past the mill, in the center of the, or towards the edge of the map, this is something we call the Big Banana. This has got everything going for it in terms of mag and EM, like all the other targets. We'll have a lot more chemistry soon. The only drawback on this target is the size, but that's no reason to not drill it. That could be a very exciting target for us. What I like about it, if you go north, you come up on what's called the Lamefoot deposit, which is either 600 to 800,000 ounces, and that's right on strike of where we are. So it's a mining district. There's a lot of good targets to look at here. And yesterday, we just got our first batch of geochem in, and as I said, we've collected probably somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 samples. We're processing, getting them processed now. And, excuse me, and as you can see, it's going to be a big driver for us. We see some pretty nice targets starting to show up on the EM. They're very consistent with where we're seeing some of the chemistry. Mapping. We did a lot of mapping this year. We're starting to get a real strong understanding of structure. Where we have structure, the right direction, we see these deposits, and that's going to be a very important part of what we're doing in the future. Oh no, go backwards. So what's next for us now? Well, we need to do a full interpretation on that data. We were supposed to get all of our data in for the VTEM survey on the 15th of this month. We'll get it by the 30th. Soil geochemistry, we've got just under 2,000 of those analyzed. We will have a lot more to come, but that first batch was a bit eye-popping. It's going to really help us drive into the more subtle targets on the VTEM. pH data, we use that a lot. And we also have that AMT data that I've spoken about in the past. And I'm not going to talk about it too much here, but I do want to say one thing. At least 3 of those AMT anomalies are coincident with our VTEM. So that's going to be really interesting for us. What we'll do with all of this data here is we will combine it with the mapping that we've done, the geological data, and we will develop not just targets, but very high confidence targets. We want to put a drill program together, or propose a program within the next month that will be a 2-phase program. We want to have a number of targets drilled and results in hand before June, and be able to embark on a very significant program over the summer if we are lucky enough to hit anything from that first program. We have other projects, as I mentioned, Flag Hill and Empire Creek. These are 2 projects that are also in mining camps. Flag Hill is in the Republic camp, which has had 2.8 million ounces mined, average grade 20 grams per ton. That also had 15 million ounces of silver at an average grade of 110 grams per ton. So a very significant district. We have targets there. We are about 10 to 12 kilometers from the mill on that project. Empire Creek is about 16 kilometers north of Flag Hill, 6 kilometers south of K2. That was mined by Kinross, another million-ounce district. We have targets there, and we're about 30 kilometers from the mill. So there's a very common theme, and it really has a lot to do with that mill for us. We've got a lot of information, and I can give a lot more information at the booth, so I'm just out the door here. I want to thank investors. You know, it's really nice to see investors and letter writers like Gwen and Eric looking at these kind of projects early on, having a vision to see that the industry needs ounces, and you've got to start early. And I wish some of the major companies had that kind of vision, but it's really nice to see that we see that in the investment community now. But thank you very much. We're outside here. Here's some information on us, and I'd love to talk further to you all. Thank you very much.